Raimi.
Hi, Taylor.
Welcome to Much Ado About Some Shit, where every week Raimi tries to talk me into watching garbage television by walking me through some amount of a garbage show. What the heck are we doing, Raimi?
We are doing something a little weird, a little wild.
Okay, way to sell it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, it's the first season that's ever happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
New.
Yeah.
New baby. Okay.
So we're doing a little show called Deal or No Deal Island.
Yes! So, full disclosure, I requested this show because it looked like absolute garbage nonsense that in a vein that I enjoy. Deal or No Deal meets Survivor. Briefcases on Island.
Okay, so did you watch Deal or No Deal?
It was like something we'd turn on back in the day when we had like cable. And my parents would just have shows on.
Right.
It was like that, Jeopardy, Password for a minute.
Yeah. This aired at like 7, 8 o'clock on weekdays on NBC.
About when, Dad's asleep in a chair, just something on for company.
Yep. See, my dad was a big financial guy. So he was every fucking night we were watching this.
Nice.
And I hated it. It took me a while to understand how to actually play the game. Do you know how? Do you remember?
So you get a briefcase, and then you go through and you want to get the most money that you can get. So there's a bunch of other briefcases held by pretty ladies, and you go through and pick briefcases for them to open. They open it, and if it's a really big number, you're like, oh, fuck, that really big number isn't in my case. So then there's the banker who calls, and if you get a really low number, it's like, oh, good, that really low number isn't in my briefcase. And the banker's trying to, like, buy you out.
Yeah.
By, like, either lowballing you or highballing you, depending on how many briefcases
there are.
And you either take the deal or you do not take the deal. Thus, deal or no deal. Did I sum up okay?
Yeah. Yes. So there's a set number of cases. The contestant picks a case.
Yeah.
And there's the board.
Okay.
So on one side of the board is the low values, which can go from 1 cent up to like I've seen $300 to $500.
Yeah.
And then there's the high side, which
up to $1 million.
Yeah, 10,000 and up. You basically just want to open the lowest value cases. Yeah. So that you have a higher number in your case.
Right. Because you either take the banker's deal eventually, or you risk it all and stick with your case and come away with some amount of money.
Yeah. And, well, okay, so if, let's say you take a deal, and you take a deal for $40,000, and then you open the case, and there's $1 million in there.
Yeah.
Then that's a bad deal.
You fucked yourself.
Yeah.
That's what you've done.
And I can't remember if on the original show they got, like, they still kept whatever.
You get what deal you took.
What deal you took.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, this show works a little bit differently.
I am so curious to hear how it works.
You didn't look into anything?
I did not look into anything, but I was like, it's briefcases on an island. How did they do it?
So the way that the episodes work is there's a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And they go on an excursion. Okay. So this is some sort of physically demanding challenge. Sometimes it's psychological. There's like a psychological aspect to it. I'll talk about that in a minute. So like the very first challenge is there are cases in this like mud pit. Okay. So people have to crawl through the mud to get these cases.
Damn.
The most trustworthy player is chosen.
Okay.
And they are shown how many cases there are and what the value of that case is.
Damn.
And there are 2 that have keys. The player can choose to like give people the highest value. These cases have big numbers in them, and that's put on the board.
Okay.
At the end of the episode. The player can also decide to be like, so like case 1 and 2 are the ones with the keys.
Okay.
They can be like, oh, case number 2 has $1 million in it. You should go for that case. And then if they do bring that case back, then he gets unlocked from the chair. It's confusing.
Okay.
If he does get unlocked, then like he is safe or something. If he doesn't get unlocked, then he's in danger of being in the bottom.
Okay.
It's weird. Another challenge is they're like strapped up into a tree and then they get cut. Like they're in gear and everything. They get cut and they've got these sandbags. And they have to throw the sandbags onto these like stepping stones that have different values on them. Another one that is pictured here is there are strings attached to cases and like strewn throughout the jungle. So you have to follow this rope no matter what to find the highest value case.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fucking crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Quick side note for any audio-only listeners. Any images that we reference are not crucial to the plot. It's just to help us with a visual aid. I'm a very visual person doing a podcast. But any photos we reference are available on our Instagram at muchadosomeshit. So, onward.
There are winners of the excursions. These are generally the people with the highest case value. And they have immunity for the evening.
Okay. So there are like eliminations?
Yes. This is complicated.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
So the winners have to choose who faces the banker out of the bottom 2 players. The people who bring back the lowest value cases.
Okay.
Whoever is chosen plays the banker. And it's a normal deal or no deal game.
Okay.
Basically. If they make a good deal, they choose any player, except for the person with immunity, to go home.
Okay.
If they make a bad deal, then they go home.
Damn.
Yeah.
So insult to injury.
Yeah.
Do they get money?
Yes.
Okay.
So in these deal or no deal games, if you make a good deal, the money that's in the case goes into the jackpot, basically.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, some people do get personal offers.
Okay.
And some of these personal offers are like, hey, I will give you $40,000, but you walk out of here.
Wow.
Right now.
You leave right now. Damn.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be good at this game because I'd be like, fucking sold.
Right?
Like, it could be $1 million, but it could be $0.
Yeah.
And that looms over me because it's like, oh, here's $300. Like,
yeah.
That's not many dollars in comparison to the rest of the winnings. So it's like if I was offered $40,000, I'm going, bitch.
Right.
I'm not going to risk it for the biscuit.
Right? But, like, that's what you have to do.
I know.
You have to take the gamble.
It's gambling.
And I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. A big thing that I hate about this show is that every time a player is in the bottom, like some players try to get into the bottom.
Interesting.
They try to get the lowest value case because they are like, okay, if I get the lowest value case, whoever's the winner of the excursion, I'll convince them to put me in the game and I can play the banker and then I have control of my destiny. No, you fucking don't. No, you do not. Because you pick, and these people try to justify, like, the number of case that they do. Like, if I were to go up there, I'd be like, my birthday is the 13th, so 13 is going to be the case I choose. And there's no logic to it.
No.
It's all fate, and they act like it is. Like, they have control, and they fucking don't, and it pisses me off.
Choosing your lotto numbers.
Yes.
These ones will win for sure.
If I knew the lost numbers off the top of my head, I would say that
4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. That's one of those things you memorize in childhood, and it's just like, well, my brain never decided that needed to go to make room for something more important.
No.
So just like, important things get dumped, but I still remember the fucking lost numbers from when I was 10.
Love that. Love that for you. Yeah, it's stupid.
Anyway.
So one of the things you mentioned talking about the original Deal or No Deal was that there were these case girls.
Mm-hmm.
So each case would have a girl.
Yeah.
And they would open the cases.
Yeah.
A welcome twist, a nice progressive twist, is that they have one man and one woman.
All right.
Opening the cases.
Eye candy for all.
Mm-hmm. I love it. We love to
it.
see it.
We love to see it.
Yes. Okay. Another thing that I hate the most about this show is that there are 2 players who have already been on TV shows.
Okay.
I hate it because there's a bunch of other regular Joe Schmo people who don't have this kind of money.
Yeah.
Whereas Boston Rob was on like 5 different seasons of Survivor and won season 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's got the big bucks.
Yes. He's also been on a billion other TV shows. He's going to be on The Traitors pretty soon, too.
Okay.
We have a good friend who is very into Survivor. So I asked my lovely Survivor expert friend about Boston Rob. They say that he is a reality TV character that leans villainous, but he doesn't seem like a sexist or a homophobe or anything.
Sure.
He's really good at being on TV. He's also part of one of the only successful reality TV marriages ever. They had like a wedding special. Yeah.
God damn.
It's hilarious to me.
Wow.
Also, Claudia is on this season. She was on 1 season of Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Okay.
She's got radio shows, she's done shit, and she was a case girl on the original Deal or No Deal. Just having these 2 on just feels very production plant.
Yeah.
To me, so...
It kind of, it ickifies things a little bit.
Yeah.
Because the rest, it's like, it feels like, oh, it's just like with regular Deal or No Deal. It was just some guy.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. And now it's personalities.
Yeah.
That's weird.
A lot of the season revolves around Boston Rob. Because he's Boston Rob.
Yeah, that feels like they're trying to appeal to the Survivor crowd. Mm-hmm. Which, let's be honest, this is Survivor with briefcases.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, like, it makes sense from a production standpoint. I don't like it. Mm-hmm. I don't think it would actually appeal to the Survivor crowd or anything. I think they fumbled that. Because I don't think that's why people are watching the show.
No.
So, I think they've made an error there.
Yeah.
But I'm not production, so what do I know?
So, the season. These are most of the players that we're going to be talking about.
All right.
There's more players than this, but they don't give it. I don't give a shit.
Okay, so we have, for our audio listeners, Aaron, Amy, Stephanie, Rob and Claudia, and Alyssa and Jordan. Mm-hmm. Mostly women. Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah. The other dudes are pretty milquetoast.
Oh, you just didn't include them?
I didn't include them. There is Dawson. He's from Wisconsin.
Okay.
And he's gay.
Okay.
And he's great because he's not a very stereotypical gay man.
Sure.
So it's fantastic.
Love it. Gotta get that gay diversity.
Yes. One thing that was fun about Dawson, too, was that his mom had moved away and was still working, so he wanted to win in order to move her back home and let her retire.
Aww.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Mm-hmm. He's not here, so he doesn't win. Spoiler. If that wasn't implied already.
Yeah, you know.
So Claudia talks a really big game. She's like, I know the game backwards and forwards because I was a case girl.
Okay. So you know that it's random?
Yeah.
And you just have to be a good negotiator / also hope you
Guesser.
luck out. Yeah.
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 Also just be lucky.
Mm-hmm. She even like starts shit with Stephanie because there's an older woman, also not pictured, and a bunch of people conspire to get her out of the game.
Why? Because they're assholes?
Somewhat. She's a little manipulative too.
She is on a reality game show.
Yeah.
And I don't like people ganging up on her.
Yeah. So they come up with this plan and Stephanie won't go along with this plan. Mm-hmm. So Claudia starts shouting about it. It's ridiculous.
Bringing that Real Housewives energy
Yes.
to a show with normal people who presumably don't do a lot of shouting.
Exactly.
Could you imagine just going to a thing and this lady just starts shouting because that's her role? And
Yeah.
it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like watching that old person freak out at the grocery store.
Yeah.
It's like, you're wrong here.
Yeah. Calm down. When she does go against the banker, she makes a bad deal and she goes the fuck home.
Claudia?
Claudia. It's great. She's literally like the third one out.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I love it.
Don't talk shit at a game of chance.
No. Aaron is pretty quick to make friends. Him and Rob are in the same car being driven to the location. But everybody likes Aaron.
Nice.
Aaron seems like a very sweet kid. He's an accountant, so he's good with money. He's very nerdy, and he has a speech impediment.
All right.
He's lovely.
Just a lovable little guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
What's not to like?
He's the kid that everybody kind of feels sorry for, so you like him.
Yeah. That helps if he's sweet too, because then you're like,
Yeah.
baby.
He's literally like,
Cinnamon roll.
they talk about names pretty early on, and he's like, yeah, it's spelled like Aaron, like the Pokemon. And everybody is like, oh, we wouldn't have known that.
Oh.
And we wouldn't have known it was a Pokemon.
I know exactly what Pokemon it is. Anyway,
Aaron also takes a liking to Alyssa pretty quickly.
all right.
Alyssa and Stephanie have beef.
Okay.
Basically because they're both playing the game and they're mad at each other for playing the game.
I want to win. No, I want to win.
You're being dishonest. Well, yeah, but you're being dishonest is what it is.
Oh my god.
It's
guys.
ridiculous.
Guys, you can't be friends in this game.
Yeah. So the first time Stephanie goes against the banker and wins, she eliminates Alyssa and has a whole speech about how Alyssa sucks and how happy she is that Stephanie never has to be in the same space as Alyssa ever again.
Damn.
She goes way too fucking hard on this bitch.
Girl. This ain't that kind of show.
Yeah.
Though it kind of sounds like the producers are trying to make it that kind of show. Like,
yeah.
Like, this is just a normal fucking competition show, and they're trying, just with the addition of Claudia and Rob, who usually goes villain in shows.
Yeah.
This sounds like the production wants beef.
Yeah.
And they're emphasizing beef. Again, really weird ass production decision. That's not gonna, like,
yeah.
Because I don't like to watch people fight. It makes me uncomfortable. I like shows like this. Seeing beef and, like, actual confrontations and shit be shoved into them, I'm out. You lost me.
Yeah.
So.
It's, like, very early Survivor, people were just kind of, like, figuring out. They were playing the game.
Yeah.
Some people were, just there to get through it, kind of a thing. And then it turned into your people are there to play Survivor.
Yeah.
Vanderpump Rules started out very organic, and now there are very obvious production plans.
Yeah.
So it feels like they're trying to get that
Yeah.
to hook people.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's working.
I feel like you've missed the mark.
Yeah.
Big time. Because who's the show for then? Because the people who like this kind of reality show aren't going to like the beef. And the people who like the beef typically don't go for this kind of show.
Yeah.
Think you missed it, guys.
I do find I like the idea of these challenges and you get these high value cases to add to the pot. Ending value is $13,857,000.
God damn.
Yeah. So, like, that is interesting to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird and I don't like it.
No.
Yeah.
I think the concept is really cool. I just think the execution has taken some left turns along the way, and it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But let's continue.
Yeah. Alyssa's elimination deeply upsets Aaron to the point where he is crying, he is panicking. He's very upset.
Wow.
Yeah.
Buddy.
And it's upsetting to watch.
Yeah, watching people get upset is not fun.
Yeah. It's also somewhat upsetting because, like, Aaron seems to be he is chosen as the most trustworthy player and does the whole key thing. So also the fact that he was so there for Alyssa is kind of upsetting too, just because she was playing the game.
Right.
So it was just a lot.
Again, this feels like a production decision that, like, let's emphasize how upset this guy is. And it's like, yee.
Yeah, how upset he is does feel very genuine, though.
I believe that. How much we're shown is a whole other thing. Like, they're making some big emotional choices in this briefcase game.
Yeah. Yeah. The next excursion, he seems pretty defeated. He doesn't try a whole lot at it. It's pretty sad. So he is put up against the banker and ultimately makes a bad deal.
Aww.
So he goes home.
Oh, Aaron.
And because of that, Rob is genuinely upset that he doesn't have Aaron around anymore, which I find really sweet because Rob
little buddy
is playing this villain character.
Yeah.
And
what he was hired for, I'm sure.
Yeah. And the fact that he doesn't have Aaron anymore, he's like upset. And he's like a little taken aback about how upset he is about it as well.
Aw,
so.
he made a friend.
Yeah, he made a
Someone
friend.
thawed his cold, dead heart. Yeah. I don't know how cold and or dead Rob's heart is. I'm just,
You know. Rob, Stephanie, Amy, and Jordan are the final four.
Okay.
Yeah. Rob wants all of the money just kind of because.
That's our society.
He does have 2 daughters.
Okay.
And he says that most of this money will go to Lululemon for them. Fuck Lululemon.
I thought you were going to say, like, college fund. So that,
I mean, that's
rich
probably...
people things. Rich people things.
Yeah.
Not that people have to go to college, but, you know, anyway.
Yeah.
It can be a start of adult life fund.
Right,
whatever.
yeah. I mean, they've probably got a fair amount of money anyway.
I imagine they don't need college fund. Hence, this is now shopping money.
Yes. Stephanie wants to open the first birth center in Alabama.
What?
Yeah.
Like doula stuff or?
Yeah.
Okay. Like water births and whatnot?
It seems like it.
Okay.
She doesn't talk a ton about it. She's a midwife.
I have so many questions about what that means.
What the fuck is happening in Alabama?
Well, nothing good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
We're sorry, any cool Alabamans out there. We feel you.
Yep.
It's tough when your home starts doing batshit things. Okay, so she's midwife goals.
Yep.
Love that for her.
Jordan wants to pay for fertility treatments so that she can have a child with her husband.
Aw.
Amy wants to buy her husband a new car because he has never had a brand new car.
They're sweet things.
It's sweet.
Not like life-changing stuff,
Yeah.
but like, yeah,
I understand the appeal of wanting a brand new car.
just once,
Yeah.
you know. I will say my dad got a new car a few years ago. He's a boomer. No, he's one of the good ones, I swear. But he did get a new car a few years ago, and it was a lemon. Like, it wouldn't start, like, repeatedly. Like, he had to take it in so many times.
Shit.
Of course, he got a new battery and, like, all the things, and it took a long time for them to figure out what the fuck the issue is. So, new doesn't always equal good.
I have a client who has a brand new car, and it spent the first, 8 months she had it in the shop because it was just one thing after another. And she has only had it for maybe 3 months before it had to go back. And they depreciate in value
So fast.
so fast.
Well, I get it if you're not thinking for resale. Like, I never get a car thinking resale. I'm like,
fuck
I'm
no.
going to drive this thing till the wheels fall off.
Absolutely, 100%.
So, you know,
Yeah.
you'll probably get further until those wheels fall off if you get a new car.
Yeah.
And sometimes, depending on the market, one of my coworkers bought a new car because it was only like 2,000 more than a used.
Oh.
Because the shit was fucked at the time in the car market in my town. So she was like, fuck it, I'll just get new then.
Fair enough.
And yeah, I would have too if it's that different. Like, well then yeah, I guess I'll get new and get further till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
But it's sweet that she wants to do that for her husband.
Yeah.
And stuff. You know.
Yeah.
Nice things.
They all have reasons.
Nice, normal people reasons.
Alyssa, I think, she has her own business, but she wanted to expand it and make it more of like a queer friendly spot in wherever she is from.
Yeah.
So the final four, they have to compete in a puzzle/maze race.
Okay.
This is very complicated.
Oh, God.
They have to add up how many cases have been added to the final winnings.
Okay.
They're given these like number blocks. There's like a 5 and a 0 and a 2 and an 8 and a 1. And they have to put these blocks together to add up how many cases have been added. And once they lock that in, once they get that correct, they get a map of the maze, which will tell them where the high value cases are and where the low value cases are. But they also have to get to a specific spot in the maze to get a key to unlock the cases from chain locks.
Who's wearing bobby pins?
Right?
Just whip those fuckers out. Screw this.
So the last one to come back is automatically eliminated.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what's
Too
in their
late to the
case.
party.
Yep. And then the person with the lowest case is also eliminated.
Okay.
Amy is the first one to solve the puzzle and runs into the maze. Jordan, Stephanie, and Rob are all having difficulty trying to remember these cases. And Rob looks over at Amy's board.
Cheater, pumpkin eater.
Wait for it, baby.
Oh.
The game is immediately halted after Rob looks. And
I'm sorry, they didn't have any kind of safeguard to prevent that.
They have like, it's this big kind of table and there's these little guards on it. And then they're spaced like 3-4 feet away from each other.
Okay.
So he like walks back and like cranes his neck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not subtle.
Okay. No. And it is established in the rules. Joe Mangiello, our host, said you cannot look at other people's boards. So the game is halted and Joe informs them of the rule breach. Literally, Amy is even stopped while she's in the maze. They're like, Amy, you have to stop walking right now. She just has to stand there.
Oh my God.
So then Rob is given a penalty.
Okay.
He can't finish his puzzle until 3 minutes after the last person is in the maze.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. That's a strong penalty.
That's a
there.
huge disadvantage. But it's also about, okay, can he memorize the map quickly? Can he get from the key to the high value cases, etc.?
Yeah.
It's just a big thing. He claims he didn't know that looking at the other player's answer was against the rules.
Sure he does.
It's
whatever.
Bullshit.
He can claim whatever he wants.
Right, exactly. It's literally on fucking film, dude.
Yeah.
This maze is just insane. They have to get to this spot and then they have to find the cases. There is hurdles that they have to go over.
Oh my God.
They cannot go under the hurdles. They have to go over. Like, it's...
Just do the walk up and like tip tummy over.
Right. And this maze too, and it's multiple.
Of course.
There's also dead ends.
It's a maze.
It's fucked up. Jordan and Stephanie emerge out of the maze first. And then it is a race between Amy and Rob, who are like neck and neck. Do you want to take any guesses as to who comes out first?
I'm rooting for Amy.
Amy comes out first.
Hey!
So Rob is immediately eliminated.
Yep.
It's a little sad because he tried so hard.
Yeah.
At the same time, karma.
Yeah.
So...
Guess you're going to have to buy your kids Lululemon some other way.
Probably with the money from these episodes.
Yeah.
Because that's another big thing with these kind of shows is you want to last as long as possible because you get compensated for how many episodes you're on.
Yep.
The gals all, first of all, top 3 women. Love. The gals all open their cases, and Stephanie has the lowest value case and is eliminated.
Womp.
So then there is a final challenge between Amy and Jordan where they have to like capture this flag on these ropes between 2 really high up trees.
Okay, I would like to change who I'm rooting for.
Okay.
Because look at the guns on Jordan.
That's fair.
That's the gun show, baby.
Yeah. Very, very fair. Yeah.
Love that for her.
So Jordan barely beats Amy out on this like capture the flag ropes course.
Uh-huh.
So throughout this whole season, the thing is like you get money for the big jackpot, and at the end you get to play the banker face to face, and you get to meet the banker. So Jordan, as the final standing player, gets to meet the banker. Do you want to take any guesses as to who it is?
Howie Mandel?
It's fucking Howie Mandel.
Yes! Fist bump.
Which... Do you know why he does that?
Germaphobe.
Well,
Yep.
he has OCD, and
Oh, well, yeah.
he's a germaphobe. That's
Yeah.
also why his head is shaved. He feels like it's cleaner.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah,
but I
fun
guess
fact.
that tracks.
Yeah.
No, I love that he normalized fist bumping instead of handshaking.
Yeah.
Howie Mandel, he's a real one.
Yeah. While I love it, it's a fun little Easter egg. It's
Yeah.
also kind of a cop-out.
Well, yeah,
but
but I just like him. So,
Yeah, that's fair.
I haven't heard anything bad that he's done, so I think he's safe to like.
The worst thing about Howie Mandel
Okay.
is that he had Scumdeval on his show,
Oh,
on his
well.
podcast. But that was also like a friend of Scumdeval's does production on his podcast.
To
and
anyone
that's
who
how it was.
didn't listen to our Vanderpump Rules episodes, Scumdeval.
Why not?
Well,
Why not?
there's that. But also, Scumdeval equals Tom Sandoval.
Yeah.
Translation. Anyway, I can deal with that.
It's also just really funny. That podcast is funny because Howie has no fucking clue who Tom Sandoval is.
Like, you're not a real celebrity. So.
Yeah. It's so
Amazing.
good. Okay. So, Howie's really fun as the banker.
Hell yeah.
While the jackpot is $13 million,
Uh-huh.
Jordan takes a personal offer of $1.23 million.
Still good.
Still a steal, still gonna pay for all those fertility treatments.
Oh, yeah. And for, like, childcare and shit that's expensive.
Yep. And she makes a good deal. So that's a plus.
Yay.
And in an epilogue segment, they reveal that Jordan is pregnant.
Good for
Yeah.
her. I hope it's not triplets.
Me
or
too.
more.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about, like, fertility treatments where it's like, you might get more babies than you bargained for.
Seriously.
It's just,
Yeah.
But if you want to get all the kids you want at once and get that over with, there's one way to go. But this is what she wants, and we're happy for her.
Yes.
So. Yay!
Yeah.
Okay, what a weird ass show.
Yeah. It's fun. I don't know if there's going to be a season 2 at this point because I don't think a lot of people watched it, and from reviews, it's not great. People don't love it.
I feel like they made some weird choices with it.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. If they get the chance for another season, I'd like to see what they change. And maybe if they can, like, kind of pin down their sense of identity here. I think that's the biggest issue is it feels like they didn't know what kind of reality show they were. And that's a problem.
Yeah.
Because people, they like to know what they're getting into.
Yeah.
And frankly, it's Briefcases on an island. Don't take yourself too seriously. Come on. It's not Survivor.
Yeah. You're rebooting a show that's been off the air for a decade.
Yep.
Calm down.
Cool your titties.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right.
So yeah, that's Deal or No Deal Island.
How about that? That's it for this week's episode. We'll be back next week with something.
Some garbage.
Yeah. In the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, at Much Do Some Shit. Same with Patreon, and a special shout out to our patrons, Emma, Florence, and Meg. Thanks so much, guys. We appreciate you. We appreciate everyone for listening, and we will see you all next week. Bye.